Hello everyone, welcome to the official YouTube channel of Law Prep Tutorial. I am Roshni. I am a final year law student at Symbiosis Law School, Pune, and today I'm here to tell you about the personal interview round of Symbiosis Law Schools, right? So a lot of you have appeared for Symbiosis Law entrance test, right? And the next step is your personal interview. We are awaiting the results by 26th of December. So yeah, in 3-4 days you will have the result in your hand. And then you will be, if you're shortlisted, you will have to book your slot for the personal interview round. So let's just start. Let's understand what is the personal interview round and how to prepare for it. Okay. So, सबसे पहले, what are the important information that you should keep in mind? सबसे पहले, you have to book your slot as soon as possible. See, it's an online interview, so you don't have to travel anywhere. You don't have to make arrangements for travel or anything. So please don't worry. Without giving it a second thought, please go and book your slot as soon as possible, because it is first come first serve basis. Okay, so book your slots. So let's say you are booking slots for 3 or 4 institutes. There are 4 institutes. There's Pune, Noida, Hyderabad and Nagpur. These are 4 institutes. Okay, so try not to book your slot for any 2 or more interviews on the same day, because you never know, like if the first interview gets delayed, then it can have a ripple effect on your second interview. So just to avoid any clashes, please book your slots wisely and as early as possible. Why am I saying that? Because it's first come first serve basis, so all the good slots will get booked as soon as possible. So don't wait till the last minute. Make sure that you don't get the last slot, because if you get the last slot, then there's a lot of chance that the interviewer has heard so many people over the course of their day that by the end you don't want their see that side of theirs where they're tired and exhausted, or probably may not are listening to you properly, right? So make sure that you are booking a slot well in advance and planning it accordingly, so that your slots don't clash with your interviews of other institutes, as in within SLS itself, Hyderabad, Noida, Nagpur and your Pune, right? So book your slots immediately. Second, about your outfit, it has to be formal. You should be dressed very nicely. You should look presentable. About your hair also, make sure that you're very well put together. You're shaved, your nails are done, in the sense that nothing should look very shabby, right? You should look presentable and very, very confident. Okay, so that's about your outfit. Now, how to really prepare and what kind of questions can come, what to expect during the interview, right? So there will be 3 major type of questions that are usually asked in your SLAT PI. Firstly, about yourself. And about how can the interviewer know about you? From your CV. So whatever you write in your CV, make sure that is 101% true. Don't fake anything in your CV, because they will ask questions from your CV. That is the very, very first component of PI questions about yourself. So these questions can look like, hey Roshni, tell me something about yourself. So you mentioned you've participated in the annual dance competition of your school. Tell me what dance forms do you perform? So anything that is written in your CV, they can ask you questions about that. Even if it's, I just gave an example, even if it's not related to law, even if it's not a debate competition, it's a dance competition or a cooking competition, they will still ask you questions based on that. So don't fake anything. Just be very honest in your CV and know very well about yourself, know your achievements, know your accomplishments, know what you're good at. You should know your strengths. They can even ask you questions like, what are your strengths? And then what are your weaknesses? So all of us know our achievements, but we don't really acknowledge our weaknesses. So prepare these interview questions which are targeted about yourself, about your personality, right? So this is the first component. Your second component is your knowledge of law and constitution, basic current affairs, right? So in this component, they can basically ask you questions about very, very basic questions of consti, your tort, contract, and they won't really go into sections or anything or any technical stuff. They won't go very, very technical unless it's constitution, because when it's constitution, a lot of you have studied that as part of your political science in 12th, right? So, and if you are studying the newspaper, if you're following up with regular events or current events, then a lot of you will be very, very confident in this particular section, because you've prepared for CLAT, AILET and other law entrance exams, right? So this is not going to be a difficult part if you have studied properly your current affairs and everything. So very basic questions like what is transformative constitutionalism, and again, this is a little, it does involve a little bit of jargon, but if you have studied in your newspapers regularly, if you know about the NAS Foundation case, if you know about the 377 case, it was a landmark judgment. If you have prepared for CLAT, if you have seen CLAT past year papers, you will know about this judgment, right? So Navteej Singh Johar and these kind of very landmark judgments. So you will definitely know about these judgments, and you should have an opinion on these judgments, right? Because if you don't have an opinion, then it is going to be a problem, because even if your opinion is something that is not a very popular opinion, even if it's an unpopular opinion, it's going to be fine, but you should have a say in something, in what is happening around in the world, right? So have an opinion, know your basic current affairs, your basic constitution, tort law, and your basic knowledge of law is very important. Lastly, the third type of questions, which are not mandatory, because these are the situation based questions. Now these were not asked in Hyderabad and Noida, but I personally got asked situation-based questions in SLS Pune interview. So situation-based questions can look like, say you are a judge. And you have this lady who has committed theft of one bag of rice. And when she's presented to you in court, you ask her, why did you commit the theft of one bag of rice? आपने ये जो एक चावल का बैग है उसे क्यों चुराया? So that lady says that I am poor, I don't have the money to make, I can't make money, and just to feed my children, I stole this bag from a very, very rich person. So what will be your verdict? Now, there is no laws. They don't tell you the jurisdiction, and they just tell you that based on your logical reasoning, you have to, and your basic understanding of laws, what will be your verdict? Okay, and then they pitched in that you have to take into consideration some ethical grounds as well, and it's just one bag of rice. It's not like multiple. कोई हीरे की चोरी नहीं करी है. It's just one simple small bag of rice that lady has stolen. So this can be a situation-based question. There's no wrong or right answer to these kind of questions. It's just that whenever you're presented with a situation, you have to take one stand and justify it very properly. So my answer to that question was that I will not charge her with theft, and I will let her go on humanitarian grounds, because she does not have money, and it's not something, it's not a very big crime, it's not a very big offense. So that is why I will let her go on humanitarian grounds, and that will be my verdict. So just because I was able to justify my answer, even though technically there was theft, she took something out of someone's custody without their consent, right? So this does come under the definition of theft, but I still gave a contrary opinion, and I was able to justify my answer as to why I gave that verdict in that situation based answer, right, in that question. So which is why they liked my answer, and here I am graduating from Symbiosis Pune in next 5-6 months. That was all about your personal interview rounds. So if you have any more questions, you can comment down below, and I will make sure that I reply to your comments. That's about it. All the very best. Slay.